Today's program is brought to you by OTCStockShark.com. For the latest and greatest OTC and Pink Sheets information, sign up for your account at OTCStockShark.com. Thank you for tuning in to TBC Today. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano.
In today's financial news, better than expected measures of the housing market and Eurozone economic activity, as well as strong corporate earnings from reports sparked a broad rally in U.S. stocks. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 198 points, or 2%, to 10,319. Investors have grown concerned in recent weeks that while earnings were coming in above expectations, economic data in the U.S. and Europe were still disappointing, along with some companies' revenue figures. The trend improved somewhat as existing home sales and the Conference Board's index of leading economic indicators topped estimates in the United States, and the Eurozone's Composite Purchasing Managers Index, as well as its industrial orders, both unexpectedly rose. In addition, a host of bellwether companies, including Caterpillar, United Parcel Service, and 3M, posted improvements on both the bottom line and the top line. In U.S. news, less than 2 months after the nation's governors and state school chief released their final recommendations for national education standards, 27 states have adopted them, and about a dozen more are expected to do so in the next 2 weeks. Their support has surprised many in education circles, given states' long tradition of insisting on retaining local control over curriculum. The quick adoption of common standards for what students should learn in English and math each year from kindergarten through high school is attributable in part to the Obama administration's race to the top competition. States that adopt the standards by August 2nd win points in the competition for a share of the $3.4 billion to be awarded in September. The Secretary of Education said, "I'm ecstatic. This has been the third rail of education, and the fact that you're now seeing half the nation decide that it's the right thing to do is a game changer." Even Massachusetts, which many regard as having the nation's best education system, is expected to adopt the standards. New York signed up, joining Connecticut, New Jersey, and other states that have adopted the standards, though the timetable for actual implementation is uncertain. The effort has been helped by financial backing from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to most of the organizations involved in drafting, evaluating, and winning support for the standards. The Common Core standards, 2 years in the making, are an effort to replace the current hodgepodge of state policies. They lay out detailed expectations of skills that students should have at each grade level. Second graders, for example, should be able to read two-syllable words with long vowels, while fifth graders should be able to add and subtract fractions with different denominators. Adoption of the standards does not bring immediate change in the classroom. Implementation will be a long-term process as states rethink their teacher training, textbooks, and testing. In international news, in a rare official admonishment, China's National Tourism Administration has stripped the Chongqing Hilton of its official 5-star rating for unspecified actions that seriously harmed the image of China's star-rated hotels and created a bad influence on society. Perhaps even more extraordinarily, the move was further publicized when it was posted on China's central government website. Local media reported in June that the hotel had been shut down by police for hosting prostitutes and other illegal activities. Hotel shareholders were allegedly involved. A Hilton Worldwide spokeswoman confirmed that the hotel was closed for a period in June and said, as the hotel recently reopened, it does not have a rating at this time. The Hilton Chongqing is committed to regaining its star ranking over the next coming months. She didn't respond to the request for comment about allegations of prostitution or other illegal activity. The public dressing down of the hotel is odd for several reasons. China's official star rating system is not known to be the most discriminating, and the practice of making sex workers available to patrons is widespread in hotels across China. As with the sex trade generally, it is largely tolerated and ignored by authorities.
When you've got a serious leak, it's time for Leakender 2000. It fixes any leak fast, no matter what's leaking. Just spray it with Leakender 2000, and in minutes, the leak is sealed. Look, we'll cut this garden hose with a knife, then shut off the water and spray on Leakender 2000. Minutes later, the hose is as good as new. The cut is sealed. Leakender 2000 is a unique compound that fills and seals any crack or separation as it hardens. Why put up with gushing gutters, dripping drains, wet windowsills, and rain-soaked RVs? Leakender 2000 stops all those leaks, and it's yours for only $14.95. Call now and we'll double your order. We'll send you this giant-size can at no extra charge. Order now.
To order, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-936-0300 or send check or money order for $14.95 plus $5.95 shipping to the address on your screen. Call 1-800-936-0300.
In today's entertainment news, Playboy launched a new non-nude website that it described as being safe for work and a satirical anecdote to the drudgery of the workday. Produced specifically for the internet, thesmokingjacket.com contains posts and viral content in categories such as girls, entertainment, videos, and lifestyle. It also provides links to other videos around the web as well as photos from the Playboy archives. Playboy's iconic founder, Hugh Hefner, who is 84, says in a video posted on the site, "The smoking jacket isn't just something I like to wear around the mansion. It's Playboy's Safe for Work website. Next to the mansion, it's the best hangout on the planet." Playboy's traditional magazine business has been hit hard by declining circulation and advertising revenue as people turn to free pornography on the internet. Photos include a spread of Playmate Kimberly Phillips in lingerie and a smoking jacket. From the archives, there's the 1983 Playmate Playoffs featuring bikini-clad women with classic Farrah Fawcett-styled hair competing in water-soaked events. In today's tech news, according to security company Secunia, Apple has displaced Oracle as the company with the most security vulnerabilities in its software. Over the first half of 2010, Apple had more reported flaws than any other vendor. Microsoft retains its third-place spot. Secunia has tracked security vulnerabilities and issued advisories since 2002, producing periodic reports on the state of software. Together, the top 10 vendors account for some 38% of all flaws reported. Though this does not necessarily mean that Apple software is the most insecure in practice. It points at growing trends in the world of security flaws, the role of third-party software. Many of Apple's flaws are not in its operating system, Mac OS X, but rather in software like Safari, QuickTime, and iTunes. Vendors like Adobe and Oracle are similarly responsible for many of the flaws being reported. To illustrate this point, the report includes cumulative figures for the number of vulnerabilities found on Windows PCs with the 50 most widely used programs. 5 years ago, there were more first-party flaws than third-party. Since about 2007, the balance shifted towards third-party programs, and this year, third-party flaws are predicted to outnumber first-party flaws by 2 to 1. Secunia also makes a case that effectively updating this third-party software is much harder to do, whereas Microsoft's Windows Update and Microsoft Update systems will provide protection for around 35% of reported vulnerabilities. Patching the remainder requires the use of 13 or more updating systems. Some vendors, Apple, Mozilla, and Google, for example, do have decent automatic update systems, but others require manual intervention by the user. In today's green news, now that the home office is the new staple of the American home, let's make it as green and as good-looking as possible. You've probably already admired the West Elm's collections of elegant home furnishings, but the Pratt line is especially oogleworth. Born as a design competition between freshly graduated students of the Pratt Institute, the guidelines were for an affordable, eco-friendly home office collection. Looks like they really hit the mark with this chair, wall shelf, desk, file cabinet, and LED lamp. The Pratt line of home office collection uses FSC certified woods, non-toxic glues, and steel components that are powder coated, a process that is less toxic than traditional plating. Prices for the collection range from $99 for the wall shelf to $299 for the desk. Thank you for tuning in to TBC Today. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano.
The makeup in today's program is provided by MAC Cosmetics.